I just couldn't believe that it was actually happening.
I was shocked it happened.
I'm done.
I was like, yes! See you later!
Hope to see you never.
She like threatened me when we were standing down there with TJ.
How so? What'd she say?
I'm gonna end you, bitch.
The game gets ugly.
And that's the mother game.
Damn.
Hey everyone, it's Devyn Simone here, and welcome to another episode of The Challenge Aftermath. This time I am here with Beth, Derek, Katie, Kellyanne, and the Godfather himself, Mark, in the building. So excited to have all of you guys here in one place. But before I get to the good questions and all the stuff you want to know, Mark, OMG, this moment, the fact that it's even here, how amazing is that? How long has it been since your last season of The Challenge?
Oh, my last season was probably 10 years ago when I did X's.
Just go! Just go, please!
Shut up.
It's totally surreal. When the challenge bus arrived in front of our hotel to bring us to the cast house and it said challenge on top of the bus, I was like calling everyone from the hotel phone saying, it's here. It says the challenge. It looks legit. So I'm thrilled, man. From the idea to inception and then having it go so quick and during the pandemic and getting these awesome cast members together.
My hat's off to you because it's an amazing feat to get this done. Now, there's been a lot of buzz about it. What has been the fan reaction and what has touched you the most in sort of this process?
I think the thing that surprises me the most is just how engaged this audience is still after all these years. And some of us haven't been on TV 10, 15 years, but just the fact that they were so engaged, it leads me to believe that people just love nostalgia. I mean, I remember watching the first Real World when I was little and seeing the revolution and the rebirth of that made me feel good and smile because it just brings you back into a time of your life where everything was happy, everything was great, and I think people dive into that. It's so special to see when the fans chime in on social media and they're so excited and so involved.
There's really power in their voices, which is really cool and one of the amazing things about this show. Well, welcome to the Aftermath, Godfather, and thank you for doing all that you've done to help bring us to this point. I know we are all so excited. Okay, let's get into this episode's challenge.
As you can see, there's a giant rig over there with two platforms separated by several ropes. To begin, we're gonna put you into 4 teams. And 2 teams are gonna go up there on opposite sides of the platforms. You're gonna race across the ropes, going from one platform to the other and back. And go as fast as you can, because when you get back to your original position, you will then be able to release any rope you want of your opponent. The team to release the most ropes the fastest will win today's challenge. And if you are a female team captain of the winning team, you will be safe from elimination. The male captain of the winning team will take control of the lifesaver, which means you will have the option to save the nominated player coming into the arena with me.
Mark and Beth, you guys both volunteer as team captains. Tell me about this.
I had a conversation with Jemmy and she was like, you gotta go out for captain. I'm like, okay, fine, I'll do it. I'm like scared to death, but I'm gonna do it.
I actually fought to be captain this day, and one of the reasons is the lifesaver, and if my team won because Ruthie was our captain, that decision would be in my lap, and I knew that it was a big, powerful decision, and from the first inclination when TJ said how epic this move could be, I was like, man, I want to get that lifesaver and use it because I want to at least see what happens.
And we had the right team to do it.
So it sounds like with the lifesaver, you kind of just wanted to see how it would shake things up.
Yeah. If you use the lifesaver, does the person that uses it get to pick the replacement? Does the house get to pick the replacement? Does the person that's in the elimination get to pick? So we didn't know, and I thought it'd be a perfect time to unveil that. And I was under the assumption that I would get to pick. So I made a couple promises that I could not fulfill, and you saw what happened there.
Right.
A whole lot of bull going down, yeah.
And we're going to get into those false promises, Mark. Derek, you mentioned that you had the perfect team to do this, right? And your team seemed excited about the pairing. Why do you think it was the perfect team? Why were you excited?
I knew I was going to be the fastest across that thing.
You got the Tasmanian devil, Derek himself.
If Nehemiah couldn't beat me, I knew that we were going to be in really good shape with Ruthie on our team, Mark, Anissa, who ends up giving it a good go. And I knew we were going to pull it off. So from the beginning, when Mark said, I want to be the team captain, I knew exactly what he wanted to do. So I was like, all right, I'm going to give you the assist here. We're going to win this one. You be team captain, and we're going to make it happen.
All right, Beth is like cringing over there. I can see it. What was the for, Beth? I'm curious.
I'm just thinking because, I'm going first. They made me go first, which I'm probably the scaredest.
Really? I think we might tie.
Yeah, but I had to go first. You got to actually watch and see what happens.
Which is why I wouldn't do it. I was like, no.
Katie, let's talk about this. You have a track record of some pretty big falls back in the day. Is that why you backed out?
Yeah, pretty much. I've busted my face enough times, and I don't want to lose teeth.
She was salty.
I don't like to get hurt, period. And then to get hurt at something I'm not even good at, I'm like getting hurt for no reason. Watching other people didn't help because I was seeing their scars and they were bleeding. They looked like they had muffler burns, and I'm like, that will not look cute in my real life. So I'm like, I'm done. I'm out.
When she says muffler burn,
Bad.
And I haven't heard that term maybe ever, where you like touch heat and you're just gassed and gashed.
Oh, Darrell's looked so bad. I mean, Ruthie's, she did great. Thank God she won. She earned that win.
Yeah, like, I don't want that on my thighs.
Right.
I mean, I've got scars that look at.
Is that from the challenge,
Yes.
Beth?
A lot of these girls, have like under here.
I mean,
the
I've
guys
got
have,
it.
like,
John A,
Darrell's
the
legs
worst.
look
John A, the
horrible.
worst.
John
I'm
A,
healing
those legs
right
are gonna
here.
be like 2 years of like sunscreen to make sure she
This
doesn't
is better
fall.
now,
Yeah.
but
I didn't get any, actually. I didn't.
Kellyanne, how did you not get any rope burn?
I just got lucky with the ropes, and I didn't use my skin as traction.
Had you have practice with that?
No, and it was hard. I mean, honestly, I did really well, but Kendall put me to shame. I mean, she did. Like, I did it, and she made it look easy. But it was hard because the height of our ropes, it was really a struggle for someone who's my size.
Beth, what was the hardest part of this challenge? And do you feel like maybe that's why you didn't feel good about it from the start?
I mean, I don't like heights, okay? Everybody knows that. I'm terrified of heights. And then I still had like major ice burn all over my ass from the challenge before. So that was not a good feeling.
So a lot of reasons. There are just a lot of ways and a lot of reasons
aching,
why
this
this didn't look like a happy place. Is there anything else that we didn't see that we should know about this crazy challenge?
There was a designated area that we knew we were driving to, and we knew it was a crane, which you knew it automatically was heights over water. And the panic and sheer terror of everyone that was driving up to that location, that was my pleasure every day we went there, was watching
That was
like
your pleasure?
Beth
I
or
think
Katie
it was just me and Beth.
or Darrell get scared.
Darrell.
Yeah, it was hilarious.
You don't have to be scared of heights to be scared of heights over water.
That's fair.
Heights over water, you're so much more likely to get hurt than jumping off something with a harness on.
That's
you.
100% true.
I mean, I'm not scared of heights, and I'm always like, they're gonna me up today. You know? Like,
Because if you hit that water wrong, it's game over.
you're done.
That's why episode 4, I decided I'll just take a little leap.
Yeah, and no one blamed her.
Yeah, I was surprised. No one got mad at me.
If you were Kendall, they would have been pissed, but you're fine.
Oh yeah.
But I nominated myself.
Even though we all told you not to.
So that brings up a good point. Let's talk about the deliberation.
You're being summoned by the Godfather.
May I have a word with you, young John A?
Yes.
Come over, Miss Jemmy. Have a seat, Miss Kendall. With power comes great responsibility. It also comes with great swag. So we're gonna have a fun night tonight. I'm gonna talk to every girl. I'm gonna see why they think I should or should not use that lifesaver.
The Godfather's talking. We're afraid of the Godfather, bitch. Have some respect.
Derek, you were escorting VIPs into the Godfather's sort of lair. How did you get that role?
It kind of came as a little bit of a joke with the crown after he had just won the competition as team captain. It's a time where everyone can sort of tell him their game. And it's almost like pledging allegiance.
I just want you guys to have our back like we have your back, you know?
You got it.
If I owe you a favor and you come to collect your debt, then I have to pay my debt.
There's a method to the madness.
I'll throw you the assist like I did during the competition. Rodman to Jordan.
Mark, you said there's a method to the madness. Are you using this Godfather thing? Obviously, it's been your nickname for a long time and well-deserved. But in this moment, are you playing into it because it's also advancing your strategy in the game?
Well, yeah, one of the things that I first asked all the girls, except Arissa, because Arissa did not want to be talked to that night because she wasn't feeling well. I wanted to find out, A, if all the girls supported using the lifesaver or not, which I will say this, everyone wanted me to use it except our little Kellyanne.
I think you should not use it. It would be silly.
Why did you tell Mark not to use the lifesaver?
Well, there were a couple very solid good reasons. One being Katie volunteered. And two, we didn't know how it was gonna work. We didn't know if it was gonna be a vote or he chooses. And I didn't want my name to get put in there. And three, because we had no way of preparing, and this is the night before when half of them are drinking, and it just seemed like we gave you guys more respect as women for the men, so couldn't you guys give us
Hold
the same
on,
respect
hold on.
back?
Let me
So,
jump in here.
solid.
Jump in here.
Okay, Mark, go ahead. Yeah.
You threw out the respect as well.
That was number
Listen,
three, but
when
yeah.
Kendall had the lifesaver, she spent the whole day and night not telling anyone if she was going to use it. So all
it
the
was
guys
terrible.
were concerned and they had to be on point.
I can't
So,
shoot it up.
Not that I was giving it back to her, but I was kind of giving it back to her. But the honest truth was, if 90% of the girls said, hey, you shouldn't use it, I would have rethought about it because I didn't want to put a target on myself and be the bad guy, but I would have used it anyway. I just know I would have. But it was nice to hear
I
the
knew you were
house
gonna
saying
use
that
it.
everyone wanted to see it. And Kellyanne was like, she even pulled me aside and was like, listen, we're going to make a bet. She's like, I'm going to bet you $1. If I get thrown in tonight, then you're paying me $1 because this is bull.
No. It was, I'm paying you $1 if I don't, which I owe you $1, but you're paying me half of what you win if you win and I go home.
That's a better bet.
Ooh, that's a good bet.
That was the bet. Yeah, that was the bet.
I'm no fool.
Like Derek said, I wanted to see where everyone kind of stood. And
And I understand what you're
Yeah.
saying, but with Kendall, it's like, one, I don't think most of us really thought she was using it. I guess the guys had a different view of what was happening there, but she got a lot of heat for that. And you didn't get any heat for what you did. So when you went around making it a joke and she was actually like probably a wreck for 24 hours, just. So it's like, still a little double standard.
I loved it. Loved every minute of it.
We enjoyed it, nonetheless.
I was super happy that Mark was going to use it. I approached.
But Beth, you did say that you wanted him to take Katie in the beginning, so you got who you wanted. She volunteered. It was pretty cut and dry.
But what you don't know is that I picked Katie, but I also went to Mark and asked him if I picked Katie, will you use the lifesaver and switch her out? And then I want Arissa.
Oh, I didn't know that. He told me
Yeah.
that morning.
Yeah.
But that's all.
Yeah, so-
I didn't know before that though.
Here's what happened.
Yes, Godfather.
I will tell you what happened. Beth made a quick decision and then she instantly regretted it and then was like, I have to fix this. So Mark, are you saving Katie? And I was like, yes, I'm gonna save Katie. So who do you want now? So I just think it was a spur of the moment, quick decision that if you had time to think on it, you probably would have made a different decision.
I mean, it was like a super quick decision. I was like running around the house. I was like knocking on Mark's door and he was like, I'm trying to take a shower. I'm like, no, I have to talk to you.
Yeah, I do remember that.
Okay.
That I do
I'm
remember.
Like,
I'm like, are
this
you
is what
really
I'm
knocking
doing.
on my door and I'm
I'm
in the
picking
shower?
Katie, but you gotta save her if I pick her. And I was just out of my mind.
That did happen.
Yeah.
That did happen. Because
Yeah.
I was in the shower.
Yeah,
and she was
Mark
knocking
did
on
take
my
a
door.
shower.
I
For
mean, I
anyone
was like-
wondering, Mark did indeed take a shower.
Yes, ma'am.
And Katie, how do you feel about Beth's what she's saying now? Like, are you guys cool? Do you
Oh
feel...
yeah.
Okay, now.
No, it's a game. And
Yeah.
I mean, she wasn't wrong to want to win. And if she thought she could win with me, then that's fair enough. I think it was, like we kind of were like, let's look out for each other. And then she said my name and then she corrected it. She apologized to me. And like by the end of the episode, it's a big heart. Like it was over.
Yeah.
It's nothing to be pissed off about or
It
angry.
was perfect. It was perfect.
Let's talk elimination, which we never really got to see in this episode.
Tonight's game is sick. But before we get into that, Mark, you control the lifesaver. You gonna use it tonight or what?
So I've known Katie for over 12 years. I also last night talked to all of the girls, and 99% of them were curious to see what this lifesaver was all about. So with that said, I am not gonna let Katie compete tonight. She's gonna get a little ass back up here.
Okay, well, I've got a fun fact.
Yes, Katie?
I knew I'd be saved. That's the whole reason I nominated myself. There was little whispering and talking, and Eric's like, go in, you're good. I looked at Mark, he's like, you're good. I said, okay, I'll go in as the noble queen and tell everybody I'll just nominate myself. But I knew I was gonna be saved. There was a hint where I was like, is he or isn't he? So I came prepared regardless, but I mean, I was 95% sure when I nominated myself, I was gonna be saved.
I tried to make everyone sweat, Devyn.
You did. I was even going like, I don't know what he's gonna do.
She did not know at the end.
When we went out that night, you were like starting to get nervous and you were like getting upset.
No, Mark and I said to play the role.
And I was like, oh my God, if Mark doesn't use that lifesaver, I'm gonna like freak out because I was like feeling really guilty. And I was like begging Mark, please, you've got to use that lifesaver. I mean, I was in tears.
And Mark, was she begging you?
I said to her, if I use this lifesaver, I need a couple names that you'd like to replace, because I still wanted to grant her her wish of going against someone that, you know, she wanted to go against. But I think what made Katie nervous is when I delivered my speech to TJ, I led them down a road thinking I was not going to use it. And then I threw him a little curveball at the end and said, Katie, you know, I'll save you, get your butt up here. So I did it on purpose. I thought it would be a good moment to get everyone shook.
So basically, you were manipulative AF.
Yes.
Yes, manipulative AF.
If anyone's using it, I'm using it, Devyn.
I have a question mark. You mentioned earlier, right, that everybody else was kind of hanging out, like, in the house afterwards, but Arissa wasn't feeling well, so she secluded herself from everyone else. Is that a contributing factor to why, in the end, she got sent in?
At any point of the entire time we saw her would have been helpful.
I pulled her aside the day of the elimination in the day, and I said, hey, look, you're safe. You know, in the history of the lifesaver, I usually get to pick the replacement. So I said, you're gonna be safe, don't worry.
Well, I really appreciate you.
And then when TJ threw that curveball, I just know she probably looked at me thinking, this asshole lied to me straight in my face. But I didn't know. I thought I'd get the pick, and then he threw the curveball.
Mark, I have a question for Mark. Mark, who are you gonna pick?
What?
Who are you gonna pick?
I was gonna pick Kendall because I think it would be a better fight for you than Arissa.
Okay.
She goes, I thought we were friends, Mark.
And Mark, you initially thought that you would be able to pick the replacement, right? That it seems like everybody in the house kind of, that was like the assumption there.
I didn't think that.
You didn't, Kellyanne?
I was terrified. I was like, it's gonna be a vote.
I thought Beth would be able to pick.
Well, in the history of the challenge, I mean, I've been around forever, the lifesaver, the person that uses it, usually picks the replacement. So I'm thinking, in theory, I'll be able to use that replacement and do it myself. And it couldn't have been a better person to save, because I've known Katie one of the longest in the house amongst the other girls. So I've known her for 15 plus years. So it made sense for me to use it for her. But deep down, I just think I would have used it for anyone, because I wanted to see what would happen.
Exactly. You just wanted to stir some stuff up.
It was a perfect storm.
How did you?
I did.
It really was the perfect storm.
How did you feel, Mark, then when you found out it was going to be a group vote? Because you said that you had already told Arissa that you wouldn't, you know, pick her, and now things are changing. So how did you feel when you found out?
Once I heard a few people say her name, I literally felt like crawling under the bleacher thing we were standing on and going and hiding.
But you didn't have to vote, right? Because I didn't either.
You didn't pick her. You didn't lie.
Thank God.
I picked her.
Kellyanne, do you feel like this was unfair to Arissa?
I think that it's a bummer for anyone who would have gotten called, but there really is no fair in the challenge, and this is probably more fair than most challenges or anything that could have happened. I feel bad that she doesn't find me trustworthy or likes me, but then I like take a beat and realize I don't really care, so.
And that's on that. Derek, do you feel like it was a smart play, Mark using the lifesaver?
Yeah. I mean, it was the perfect play, and it was played on the perfect person. And then after Beth apologized to her and found out the plan and was now a part of the plan, it was even more perfect, because the only person that's going to be pissed off is the girl that went in, which was Arissa, and she's pissed off for all the wrong reasons. Like, these are the rules of the game. Like, you were the next option. You weren't even the first option. You were the second option. Like, we came here to play. Like,
I think Arissa left thinking that Beth and I had this huge plan to get her out, and that wasn't my intent at all.
But like, if we wanted her to go in, we could have just said her originally.
Yeah.
So I don't get it.
And how do you guys all feel, you know, about her exit?
You, I'm done. Y'all can kiss my mother ass, and that's the mother game.
I felt like it was applaud worthy. I started clapping. It felt like she was giving a good speech, so I was like, yes! see you later, you know? Like,
Yeah. We were like, yeah!
Get out!
Yeah, that was awesome!
I think people were just like kind of, you know, a little bit taken aback and then amused. I don't think it was like the soul crushing thing, like, oh no, she doesn't like us. People were just like, oh my God, that just happened. She's in her 40s and that just happened. That's hilarious.
Since then, Arissa has direct messaged me on Instagram and has apologized, so that was good. So
I didn't get an apology, Arissa.
She apologized she apologized to certain other cast
she
members
did?
too. It wasn't you or I, Beth. Yeah.
Interesting.
What was the apology like?
Yeah, what does that feel like when Arissa apologizes?
she shot me a text and said, hey, I've been wanting to reach out to you for a while now, and I'm now in the space. She's like, I had an amazing time. I still look back on this as a positive thing. You know, I'm upset. You know, I don't want you to think I'm upset with you. And then I told her, look, the master plan was not for me to get rid of you. It was, you know, I thought I would have to use it and I wasn't going to use it on you. That's why I told you in the day. So she knew. She's like, at the moment, I just thought maybe it wasn't like that. So she even said, I think I tear you apart in the interview. And I'm like, okay, go ahead. I'm like, that's fine. But whatever, it's good. She's all good.
So does that mean, Mark, that you regret using the lifesaver?
Hell no. Listen, if this thing goes season 2, 3, 4, whatever, if there's any big moves to be made and I have a chance to use them, it is getting used for principle alone. I want to see what will happen.
There you go. The Godfather has spoken. Beth, if you guys had actually done that elimination, by the way, who do you think would have won?
Arissa.
Kellyanne!
Thanks, Kellyanne. No, I would have won that for sure.
I'm kidding.
I think she also knew Beth would win, and maybe to save face, it was just easier for her to walk away. I mean, you win, you lose, you never know. It's always different. So you just go in there and you try your best and you hope for the best.
I would have liked to have seen her compete. I feel like she could have had a chance. I mean, like, if that's what she's good at, I feel like that was her game. Not that Beth wouldn't do better, I just think she could have had a chance.
But when you quit, it's usually because you don't think you can win.
Right.
One of the oddest things that happened was she got all in her gear and stuff and was like doing all the shots and stuff and then almost did it and then told everyone to like F off.
Y'all mother.
So like, she could have just spared getting in all the gear and the helmets and all this stuff and just did it right then.
But it made it cooler.
Yeah, she made it cool,
I like that she got all geared up. I was like, all right,
yeah.
you know.
I was like, go girl,
it.
go do it.
Do you think she really just had a change of heart already strapped in, or do you think she was doing it to look?
I think she wasn't really sure until she did it.
She was trying to use all these tactics to scare me.
Can I box her?
No.
No, we can't box?
No.
And when she realized that she wasn't going to scare me and that I was on my game and focused and confident, I think that's what made her decide not to do it.
I think you're right.
Yeah.
What was morale like when you guys are leaving that elimination, given that you have this sort of fiery departure?
Oh, I mean,
I think we
everyone's
all-
like, good
yeah.
job, Beth, because, you know, she didn't have to do anything. She's like, all right, cool. I was like, you and I, neither one of us were supposed to be here, and look at it. We're both here now.
For me, the saddest part of her leaving was just thinking of all the other OG gals that wanted to come, and she got a spot and then ended up leaving, which, hey, that was her own choice, but there were so many other girls that would have came and fought for that.
Yeah, is there anything else you guys want to add? Because this was a pretty big episode, because overall, so far, with you guys being sort of legends and OGs, there's a feeling of, yes, we're competing, but also a little bit of unity, right? Like a little bit of kind of coming together at the end of the day.
I think the difference with us versus the younger version of the challenge is we're cordial enough to, you know, say you're sorry when you need a sorry and then not attack each other on social media. I think that's a bonus for us being older, but yeah, like
that definitely came with
Kate,
age.
you know,
I used to
We're
be
just being us.
Kate.
I don't know if that's it. No, I don't know. I don't think I would have done that if the kids are doing it now. The different personalities.
But Katie was kind of bummed that Beth picked her and was kind of pissed at the moment. And then they talked it out and then it was fine. We moved forward and everything was fine. But
that's fair.
Yeah,
though.
but as you approach a final, whether you're older, I guess seasoned, I will say, like we are, the niceties go out the window a little bit. And it's more of a strategy game. So
basically,
you
turn into an ass, is what you're saying. The Godfather at the end of this.
Not personally. Not personally. The game gets ugly. The game will get uglier.
There's definitely been times where I get grumpy and snappy, and people let me know, you get snappy, and I'm like, yeah, it's one of my personalities, and I'm sorry about that one.
Multiple personalities.
Just one of them.
All right, so now you guys, if you've ever watched The Aftermath, then you know that I love a good game because, well, who doesn't?
Oh yeah, baby.
Woohoo! So we are going to play a game called Never Have I Ever. Never have I ever skinny dipped on a challenge.
I don't think so.
Godfather. Okay.
Mark, when exactly was this?
I think I did a Gauntlet 2
Okay.
in Trinidad and Tobago. I'm sure I was in that pool naked at some point,
Nice.
if I recollect. I mean, that was 58 years ago, so I'm not sure if my memory is correct, but just kidding.
And can I just say, whatever vat of potion that you've been dipping yourself in for the last couple of decades, can you spread the wealth, because you have not aged at all, and you do in fact look like, I don't know, some sort of statue. So good on you,
Devyn,
Mark. Good on you.
I'm glad you got my email making sure you pumped me up in that way. I'm sure.
I was not paid to say that, and you know, no matter how much Botox I get, I can't lie. My face will tell the truth. But no, you look fabulous.
Thank you.
So props
Thank
to you.
I take naps. I work out a lot. Drink lots of water. You know. all that
Always
stuff.
those naps. Never have I ever hooked up in a closet on the challenge. See, now I feel like y'all lying. Derek, see? Yeah, thank you. That's what I like to see there. All
Don't
right.
ask me who.
Oh, gosh.
What
Ew.
season?
I think maybe Inferno 3, maybe.
Don't make us pull receipts now, because you know that we can just
Yeah.
go through and search. But
Right?
There's a lot of hidden secrets in the challenge.
and a lot of little Dereks that were in the
Yeah.
closet.
A lot of hit and runs, Derek.
Never have I ever given a toast on the challenge. I don't know if the fans know this, but oftentimes when we go into the house within the first few days, someone's toasting something, trying to bring the group together. Never have I ever given a toast. Ah,
There's something wrong with the women that when none of us ever give toast. We need to work on that,
Yes.
ladies.
Derek and Mark, what inspires you guys to give a toast on the challenge? Like, why?
Because everyone needs to drink.
All right, next one. Never have I ever betrayed an ally.
Beth, you called Katie.
Yeah, Beth. No, Beth, you told her to put Katie in. Beth, you better put a green sign up. Quit playing.
What are you talking about? I went to Katie before
Sorry,
I did
girl.
it. What are you talking about?
You told her you had her back.
Beth, you better put a green sign up.
It's okay.
Quit
I've done
playing.
it before too. It's a game.
We can agree to disagree. I don't see it like that.
I'm thinking like Katie.
Never have I ever hooked up with a castmate.
How many green cards can I pull up?
Kelly Ann. Naughty. Mark,
Yes, ma'am.
yours is pretty infamous.
I had a Robin, Tanya, Jody thing going for a while.
At the same time?
No.
I was like, damn, OG was
They
cool.
were
right?
so in love with Mark. All three of them were so in love with him. So in love. And they would just like come to me and tell me
go
all their
on,
secrets.
Beth.
They were. They were so in love with you.
Go
and I'm
on.
like, why are they telling me this information?
You were the safe zone.
Next one, you guys. This will be interesting. Never have I ever thrown a challenge.
I don't think so.
Kelly Ann, how are you gonna put up both?
So I haven't, but I pushed my teammate to. So
Cousin blew it on purpose.
How do you know? How do you know?
All right, guys, we have one more. This one's not on the challenge. This one's just in general. And we can pull up receipts. So remember that before you go lying.
Oh.
Never have I ever danced on TikTok.
Oh God, no.
Oh, no, Derek, you're gonna have to explain. Mark, I expected more from
TikTok.
you. Okay, Derek, what happened? You go first.
I believe I joined a TikTok back when I didn't know what TikTok was.
Okay.
if I get enough messages saying they want me to dance on TikTok, I will do that for you guys. But I need to get a lot.
Kellyanne soliciting votes for her TikTok. All right, well, we'll put that in the ring. Kellyanne, we do want to see you on TikTok, and I'm so glad that we got to see you guys all here on the Challenge Aftermath, but especially on the Challenge All-Stars. It's so much fun watching you guys, and so thank you for joining me, and thank you everyone for watching. Be sure to check out a new episode of the Challenge All-Stars streaming exclusively on Paramount+. Now, here's a sneak peek of episode 5.
Today's challenge is called Connect Them All.
All right, guys, come on.
Good enough. You okay?
Should we chop her?
No, this is a lot of money, you guys. Let's stop around.
Alton and I's friendship is evolving. We're both attractive people and gravitate to each other.
I think it's time for a twist. You all know how I like twists.
Oh my God.